that I learned from. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect, and just a brief history on the Greeks and how our people became Hellenized. The picture you see is Antiochus the Great, and as you read the little pamphlet, it's going to talk about epiphanies. But I got an article right here that goes just telling you a little bit of brief about how our people became Hellenized. It goes into Hellenism and Jews. You know, your boy with the hat. Know him as Jason. A lot of our people brought a lot of wickedness. Brought, converted. Created a lot of doctrine heresies, and pretty much as you can see this, you can clearly see he's a Edomite. Our people wanted and partook in these Greeks. Same thing today. Same thing as you see today. So-called Negro, Latino, Hispanic, Native Americans want to be just like their enemy. So it says, some Jews were developing an interest in things Greek to the annoyance of those who believed that the old ways were best. From Marseille to India, Greek had become the language of intellectuals and trade. So just like today, the English language is pretty much the number one language. That's the language. Pretty much. That's the what is it? The language of money. Pretty much the what you call it, the top bankers, the top the leaders of across the four corners, man. They all speak English, or they have a English interpreter. So the Greek gymnasium, a place for bathing and physical exercise, had become popular. And it tells you, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, even some of our people even built gymnasiums in the temple and brought some of the attributes there. So people have really, it's not nothing new. Our people, so-called Negro, Latino, Hispanics, Native Americans, always follow the heathen. And that's why the Lord, whooped our ass and put these curses on us. And it's clearly evident now, those curses, to pinpoint his people. So contact between the Jews and peoples around them had increased, beginning with people in the military colonies Alexander had established at Samaria and Gaza. The armies of Alexander's success frequently passed back and forth across Judah, or Judea as those speaking Greek called it. And their Jews were taken as slaves. Some of Judea's young men joined the invading armies as mercenaries, and some became soldier colonists, mainly for Ptolemy. So again, a lot of our people, joined forces, was, rounded up, gathered up, slaves. And again, remember, our people had children, and people were brought up in these fashions and underneath fear and etc. So our people have became Hellenized. Just like today, if you came from Jamaica and you brought you and your woman came over here from Jamaica and had children, 9 times out of 10, your kids are somewhat they're Jamaican, but they would take on the American way. So it says, let me see. Slacking. After Judea came under the rule of Ptolemy, many Jews immigrated to Egypt, especially to Alexandria. Some others migrated along the Mediterranean, Black Seas, and settled in Asia Minor. Ptolemy interfered in Judea's affairs more than had the Persians. His tax collectors were more prevalent, but he allowed the Jews the same freedom of worship and autonomy they had enjoyed under the Persians. Judea's Jews continued to be governed by their high priest and council of elders, and most Jews continued to worship Yahweh. And it says, in Jerusalem, a Greek-style amphitheater and gymnasium were built. Many were attracted by the excitement of athletic games and tournaments. There were Jews who admired Greek education, Greek schools, and libraries. Some found wisdom in Greek philosophy, and you had like I said, you had certain you know, freedoms, but mainly until Antiochus Epiphanes, that's when the hammer came down. So it says, some found wisdom in Greek philosophy, significance. I think it's a term for that, if I'm not mistaken. But it says some found wisdom in Greek philosophy, significance in Greek logic, and beauty in Greek art. Many Jews adopted Greek dress. Many who traveled had a Hebrew name for use within their community and a Greek name for contact with others. So again, hey, our people have really, conducted themselves as Greeks. They became Hellenized, just like today. Our people can't drop the American title. You Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino, Hispanic, Native Americans can't drop the American act or the American way. Our people vote, they breathe, sleep, they wave the American flag. Even Hispanic, so-called Hispanic and Latinos, they have on one side, they're, from their perspective of country, and the other half, America. And I know it's some Hispanics, so-called Hispanics, that lives around my grandmother. And damn it, if they don't have the American flag on their houses, man. So our people, took the fashion of these other nations, and it's evident today. Influenced by Hellenism, Jews began giving titles and honors to women. Queen, etc. Because Queen of Heaven worship was real heavy, etc. So it says they tolerated the mixed marriages that Ezra had forbidden, and some Jews abandoned circumcision, restrictions on foods, and other laws that their Hellenized neighbors thought barbaric. A few Jews decided that people everywhere worshiped the same God under different names, and that religions could therefore be united. See that? So, the original way got distorted. People started really bugging themselves out and started getting bugged out, man. So it says, some others decided that Yahweh was not just the power of the Jews, but the power of the whole world. Some of the Jews wanted to convert non-Jews to their power, and in places outside Judea, where Jews and Gentiles spoke Greek. Some curious Gentiles came to Jewish synagogues, listened, and were converted to Judaism, a part of the cultural diffusion in the world that had been and would continue to be common. So again, man, our people were, going crazy, bugged the hell out, man. So let me see. So it says some Jewish writers in Egypt wished to instill in their fellow Jews a pride in their Jewish heritage, because again, they were becoming so Hellenized and so underneath their influence. They was being a Hebrew and speaking Hebrew, being an Israelite was, oh man, that shit ain't important. It's like when you tell our people today, you are a Hebrew Israelite. It's like it's none of void to them. They see, they say what fashion, what honor, what does it? So what does that? What good is it for me? And like the scripture says, in very much way. So it says, to counter a sense of cultural inferiority, near the end of the 200s, a Jewish scribe named Demetrius wrote a work describing Judaic kings, and he tried to prove that all of Jacob's many children could. Let me see. Mm, Pretty much just going to how a lot of bugged out madness came through. You had different philosophers and bringing in, basically heresies and so forth. But that's pretty much the point, man. I didn't want to make this lesson too long. It's proven that our people really became Hellenized. Just like today, you see our people that have become, Americanized to the point. The only way that can pretty much be done to them is be, put to death. And again, just like you saw, you know, believers that stood fast, the Maccabean brothers stood fast to what they believe in. You're seeing the same thing today. But Lord, Lord's will you was edified. They would that shalom.